My name is Nakia Dawson. In this presentation, we'll discuss an introduction of the workplace at Moffitt Cancer Center's bone marrow transplant unit. Beginning with the history of Moffitt Cancer Center, in 1981, Florida legislature passed a bill to create H. Lee Moffitt Cancer Center and Research Institute. In 1986, Moffitt Cancer Center opened its doors. In 1989, the blood and marrow transplant unit opened. In 1998, Moffitt earned National Cancer Institute Center grant funds of $100 million in expansion efforts. In 2008, Moffitt Cancer Center, Shands Healthcare, and the University of Florida announced that they would work together in cancer care research and prevention. In 2016, the U.S. News and World Report annual list of top cancer hospitals ranked Moffitt Cancer Center number 6 in the nation. So what is cancer? Cancer results from cells that have grown uncontrollably. Cancer has the ability to arise in any place in the body. These cells continue to multiply and invade healthy cells. Body systems that possess these cells are then unable to function properly. This inability to function can lead to serious health problems and even death. Bone marrow transplant unit. This unit is the largest of its kind in the Southeast region. National Marrow Donor Program Transplant and Collection Center. This means that the transplants are done here and the material needed for transplants can be extracted here. Accredited by the Foundation for the Accreditation of Cellular Therapy. Types of procedures performed here include autologous transplants, allogeneic transplants, and CAR T-cell transplants. In an autologous transplant, the patient's own blood-forming stem cells are collected. High doses of chemotherapy are then administered. The chemotherapy administered kills the cancer cells, but also kills the patient's blood-forming stem cells. After, the stem cells that were previously collected are reintroduced into the bloodstream. This allows the bone marrow to produce the patient's own blood cells. In an allogeneic transplant, stem cells are collected from a matching donor. The patient receiving the stem cells is administered high doses of chemo and/or radiation before receiving the transplant. Receiving the transplant provides the patient the ability to suppress the disease and restore the immune system. In CAR T-cell transplants, doctors extract T-cells from the blood. They then add an artificial receptor to the surface of specific T-cells extracted. Patients are administered low doses of chemo days before the transplant to lower the number of immune cells so that the CAR T-cells have a higher chance of being activated. When the T-cells are reintroduced, they directly target the cancer cells. So what do these treatments all have in common? They involve the administration of chemotherapy and/or radiation. Chemotherapy and radiation are both carcinogens and have been linked to different types of cancers, including basal and squamous cell carcinoma, as well as acute leukemia. The job description: as an oncology technician, you must obtain vital signs. This includes obtaining the patient's temperature, blood pressure, heart rate, respiration rate, and oxygen level. Perform basic diagnostic tests on patients, including obtaining specimens to test for respiratory infections, C. difficile, methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus or MRSA, and vancomycin-resistant Enterococcus or VRE. Oncology technicians also perform bladder scans on patients to measure fluid retention. Patient's fluid intake and output must be recorded. This involves the emptying and recording of urine that is sometimes saturated in chemo, and recording and disposing of drinking cups that have been used by the patient. Aids the patient with ADLs or activities of daily living, which include aiding with showering, toileting, walking, eating, and many others. As an oncology technician, you will be exposed to the following chemo drugs: myeloblastic chemotherapy, carbamazepine chemotherapy, docetaxel chemotherapy, cyclophosphamide chemotherapy, etoposide chemotherapy, and mitoxantrone chemotherapy. Myeloblastic chemotherapy. In this chemotherapy, there are high doses of the drug, and it kills not only cancer cells, but all cells in bone marrow. Due to the decrease in circulation of red blood cells, severe side effects can occur. Carbamazepine works by sticking to a cancer cell's DNA strands. Because of this, the cell is unable to divide. 60% of carbamazepine administered to the patient is detected in their urine. This amount can be found in the patient's urine for 4 days or more. Docetaxel is an anti-neoplastic chemotherapy drug. This medication is approved for treatment of breast cancer, non-small cell lung cancer, advanced stomach cancer, head and neck cancer, and metastatic prostate cancer. 9% of docetaxel administered to the patient is detected in the urine. This amount can be found in the patient's urine for up to 7 days. Cyclophosphamide is an anti-neoplastic chemotherapy that can be used alone or in combination to treat cancers like Hodgkin's and non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, cutaneous T-cell lymphoma, multiple myeloma, and different types of leukemia. This chemotherapy can be detected in a patient's urine for up to 5 days. Etoposide works by blocking an enzyme that is necessary for cancer cells to divide. Etoposide is used primarily to treat testicular, bladder, prostate, lung, stomach, and uterine cancers. 25% of etoposide administered to a patient is detected in the urine for up to 5 days. Mitoxantrone chemotherapy is an antineoplastic chemotherapy drug used to treat advanced prostate cancer, acute myelogenous leukemia, breast cancer, and non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. 7% of the administered amount can be detected in a patient's urine for up to 5 days. Exposure to chemotherapy occurs when an oncology technician disposes of waste. Examples include urine, stool, and blood. Disposing of waste bags. And because of this, it is important to understand proper personal protective equipment used in different situations. So what is PPE? Personal protective equipment, or PPE, is equipment worn to reduce exposures to hazards that cause injury or illness in the workplace. In this setting, injuries and illnesses may result from chemical exposure with chemotherapy found in bodily fluids. With the provided information on PPE, oncology technicians must understand what PPE is used for in different situations. Oncology technician PPE. Chemogowns, chemomasks, and chemogloves are all used specifically for dealing with chemotherapy, mostly while disposing of urine. Isolation gowns are used for patients in contact isolation rooms, masks are used for patients in droplet isolation rooms, and gloves are always worn when physically interacting with a patient. As an oncology technician on the BMT unit, you must have a basic understanding of what cancer is. Techs must also have a basic understanding of transplants performed here. Techs must demonstrate the ability to successfully complete duties essential to this position. With an understanding of transplantations and essential duties, techs will understand why using personal protective equipment is important to their health. All of this knowledge gives oncology technicians the ability to perform their job correctly while also protecting self-health.